Tristen Law Show. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm Tristen Law, some retired pro wrestler, and today, I'm your host. Let me say something that might make you, well, some of you, feel a little uncomfortable. I've been saying this before. What if Cody Rhodes was always the villain? I know, before you click off the video or start raging in the comments, let's talk about it. Slow down, because right now, a lot of fans are upset. They're upset that Cody Rhodes is once again in the championship picture heading to WrestleMania. After, you saw it after the Royal Rumble. You saw it after the Elimination Chamber. Fans keep saying the same thing. Why does Cody Rhodes keep getting these opportunities? That is the question, right? Why isn't Drew McIntyre the champion anymore? That's what y'all want to talk about? We're going to talk about that today. Maybe you're one of those fans. Maybe you're one of those fans. And maybe, what if the problem isn't the booking? What if the problem is we, not me? I'm never going to put me in the box, you. What if the problem is that you've misunderstood Cody Rhodes the entire time? Because the story that most fans believe, right, it's not the story. It's not the story that you watched. The story that you watch is not the story that's happening. Here's what you believe, okay? You believe this. Dusty Rhodes, right? That's Dusty right there in the middle. You've got Cody Rhodes right there to his right. That's Cody Rhodes, little Cody right there. Right there, that's a little Cody right there. You saw him being undervalued in the WWE. You saw that man as this. This is who you saw. You saw this guy right here. You saw Stardust. That's what you saw. So he eventually left the WWE. He went to go make a name for himself in the indies, and eventually he opened his own company, AEW. So then what did he do after that? He returns to the WWE at WrestleMania. He returned with all the adrenaline in his soul. And what was his thing that he wanted to do? He wanted to finish the story. He wanted to become the champion. That's what you believe. If you ask me, I think that is the most perfect pro wrestling story tale. That look, let me tell you, you can't be mad at that. The guy went from being undervalued to overvalued. He became the man, the champion. It's redemption, it's legacy, it's destiny. But here's the problem. When a story's this clean, sometimes we stop looking at the details. Because if you look closer, there are layers to Cody Rhodes, right? The guy that, let me explain this, right? So that y'all understand. We're going to go through this. The guy left the WWE. This is what he was in the WWE. That's Cody Rhodes right there. The guy that y'all call Cody Raheem Rhodes, that's him right there. He left the WWE. He had to go prove himself. Cody's ego was bruised because he knew that he was the son of a plumber. He was the son of the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and he knew that he deserved a lot more. So he decided to take that and go start his own revolution. He had the ambition. That is ambition. The way that fans looked at it, the way that you looked at it, you saw ambition. Some saw revolution. So then, the part that drives me crazy all the way is that the guy leaves the company that he started. The guy started the company and said, I'm going to go back to the WWE. Because the biggest stage, no matter what, don't let anybody flim-flam, okie-dokie, or bamboozle you. The biggest stage in pro wrestling is still the WWE, and it's been that way for quite some time now. Which brings us to the most important part of Cody's story. Y'all about to laugh when y'all see this picture. Y'all want to see a picture of Cody Rhodes? This is why you got to watch live. Because I see the chat right now blowing up, and I'm going to go ahead and talk to y'all a little bit. You know what Cody Rhodes reminds me of? And I want y'all to tell me in the chat once I show y'all the picture. I'm going to show y'all the picture. I'm going to say hello to y'all in the chat, and I want y'all to tell me what y'all think. Cody Rhodes reminds me of a character. Not a pro wrestling character, of a character from a mythological story. Cody Rhodes reminds me of Golem from Lord of the Rings. Golem. Why? Because Golem had something precious. He had something precious. He had his my precious. What does Cody Rhodes have? Cody Rhodes has his own precious as well, too. Cody Rhodes has his own precious, too. For Cody Rhodes, that precious is the WWE World Universal Undisputed Championship. You know why? Because his dad never won it. Because his brother, Dustin Rhodes, who was Goldust, never won it. There's been lots of great families in pro wrestling. You've got the Harts, right? The Harts is probably one of the most famous pro wrestling families, right? You got Bret Hart, Owen Hart. Bret is the most decorated. But what about the Rhodes family? There's only 3 of them. There's 3 generations. Granted, you can look at it and say, oh, well, you know, Cody Rhodes and Dustin Goldust are in the same exact generation. I'm using pro wrestling generation. Dusty was in one, the generations overlapped. Dustin was in one generation, Dusty's in another, and Cody's in another. That's 3 generations of Rhodes who couldn't cut it. So now, Cody Rhodes wants to be that guy. Here's the question I'm asking you now. Do you agree that Cody Rhodes is just like Golem, whatever you call him? He wants his precious. So let me know in the chat. We got Pausing is in the chat. What's going on? What's going on? Good to see you. He says, yes, sir. He says Cody Rhodes is a better heel than a face. Yeah. The infamous D.R. Rice, what's going on? He said the Danoways Tarjanian argument. I don't get that one. You might have to explain that to me. Stu is here. What's up, Stu? Stu says Cody's that guy, but Drew better be in that title match at Mania. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Maybe. I think people are turning on Cody Rhodes. I think they're turning on Cody Rhodes. We're gonna, and rightfully so. It only makes sense that you don't like the guy anymore. Oh, from the Game of Thrones. You see, look, man. I'm just that brother that, you know, sometimes I just watch things a little bit late. For Cody Rhodes, winning that championship meant everything. Like I said, Dusty never won it. Dustin, Goldust never won it. The highest honor that anybody with the Rhodes last name has gotten before Cody finished his story was Intercontinental Champion. That was his brother. There's a whole legacy there, right? Complete, that the family needs it. How can you be a pro wrestling family and never stood at the top of the business? Don't get it wrong. Dusty was the man in his time, but he wasn't a man in the WWE, and that's what matters today. The title isn't just a belt to Cody Rhodes. It's validation. It's his identity. And when something becomes your identity, you start doing whatever it takes to protect it. Look at Cody Rhodes' recent behavior. And I'm the one that's pointing this out on the internet, and nobody's seeing it. I've been screaming this from my little blue microphone from way back when Jesus was a child. Cody Rhodes is a heel. But listen to me. when Jey Uso gets attacked, who's the person that's there to point fingers? Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is the kind of guy. You ever been in a room with a bunch of people and your stomach start bubbling and you're like, man, I think I have to let this one out. I don't know what I'm going to do. But you let it out, but it's a stinker. So what do? You go, Start making up your face. Start covering your nose. Just so that nobody will believe that it's you. Cody Rhodes farted. Cody Rhodes farted in the room. And he doesn't want anybody to know that it's him. It's always interesting to me that Cody Rhodes is always the one that wants to point fingers. Cody Rhodes is always the one that wants to be the righteous one, the one that's there to right the wrongs. You know, the one to be everybody's hero. Cody, nobody asked you to be their hero. DRI said that's the Ric Flair argument. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
He's talking about the championship meaning everything to Ric Flair. What was Ric Flair without the championship? What's Cody Rhodes without the championship? He's naked. Stu says that Stu says that Stu. Stu says that Sammy does that also. DRI said doing everything necessary to keep the title is the Ric Flair method. So maybe the new dirtiest player in the game, the last name isn't Flair. Maybe the new dirtiest player in the game is Cody Rhodes. He's just doing it differently. Cody Rhodes farted. Tristen Law 3/9/2026. Thank you for letting me know today's date, Stu, because I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I forget the date, but that's right. On today's date, I make a proclamation. On March 9th, 2026, Cody Rhodes has farted. And I'm the only one that's sitting in the room that smells it and know that it's him. He wants y'all to think that it's Drew McIntyre, right? Look at Drew's position. Let's look at Drew McIntyre. The person who Cody Rhodes beat for the belt. The person who beat Cody Rhodes for the belt, and then Cody Rhodes ended up beating him on SmackDown for the belt. That's why everybody's upset on the internet right now. Drew McIntyre, he acts like a heel. But every single person in the sound of my voice right now, you could all agree on one thing. Drew McIntyre is justified. He's been screwed repeatedly. He was supposed to be the one that was supposed to carry the company. Outside of WrestleMania 35 it was, the pandemic WrestleMania. He was supposed to be the one that carried the company, but what happened? A global pandemic. Drew McIntyre gets to gets to win the championship in front of nobody. The only fan in the building was the fan in the ceiling. The only pre-recorded WrestleMania from front to back was that WrestleMania in the Performance Center during the pandemic. So he got screwed. He didn't get any fireworks. He didn't get any fanfare. He didn't get to cry on the camera. He didn't get to say he finished his story. He finished his story, but his story was lackluster. So what happens? He loses the belt. So then he eventually comes back to wins the belt now at WrestleMania. And what happens? CM Punk screws him. Because now Drew McIntyre wants to rub it in everybody's face that he's the man. Damian Priest comes out and takes the championship from him. Drew McIntyre's got all the right in the world to be upset. He's been screwed more times than a bunch of screws that are going into a house. That makes Drew McIntyre the perfect scapegoat. The perfect person that, look, you know what? You're going to be like, well, you know what? It has to be Drew. Now Drew's in a beef with Jacob Fatu. Now, Drew McIntyre is possibly going to be in a beef with Jey Uso. Why? Because Drew McIntyre's the one that's attacking him? Nah, not at all. Not at all. It's a scam. It's a flim-flam. It's a bamboozle. It's an okey-doke. Stu says, put that on a shirt. Cody Rhodes farted. Tristen Law, 3926. You know what? I'll put it on a shirt only if you promise to buy it. And you know what? I might do it. I just might do it only if you promise to buy it. DR Rice, the infamous DR Rice says we can use this as a vehicle to get Ricky Saints and Ethan Page on the main roster as Cody's associates. That, my friend, is going to earn you a hand clap. Because that is one hell of an idea. Okay, so fine, maybe Cody didn't do it, right? Maybe Cody knew who did it. Maybe Cody is manipulating everybody, and he is the mastermind all along. I could see that as a great way to bring up Ethan Page and Ricky Saints. There's no secret, if you know, that Ricky Saints and Cody Rhodes, that they're boys. They're homeboys. They're friends. But when I'm talking about manipulation even more, let's look at Cody Rhodes' presentation. When you see Cody Rhodes, what you see? You see Cody Rhodes walking out in the suit. Always looking like so presidential, like he running for Congress. He's out there with the weight belt, always wants to give the weight belt to the fan. Oh my God, I can't wait to bring my son to a WWE event and spend $10,000 to sit front row just for Cody Rhodes to give us the belt that he wore and for my son to dress up as Cody Rhodes. What if all that was in kindness? What if all that was image control? You see, because Cody fans needs you to believe that he's the hero. Because once everybody stops believing that the adrenaline is running in his soul, once everybody stops chanting his name and singing his song, the myth collapses. And that leads to the most interesting psychological question in his entire story. We got a survey going on. You know that this is not a show without a survey. Here's the question that I'm asking everybody right now that is watching live. I need you to vote. Do you still believe the Cody Rhodes hype? Are you on the Cody train right now? Do you have Cody Rhodes' adrenaline in your soul? 50% of the audience right now says yes, Cody is the guy, while another 50% says that nope, the hype is fading. Let me tell you, I believe that the hype, I'm not going to tell you what I believe, because it's not important yet. Cody Rhodes. Here's the most interesting psychological question that I want you to ask yourself about Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes doesn't think he's the villain. Cody Rhodes thinks that he's doing the right thing. Listen, Bret Hart in 1997 thought he was doing the right thing, right? He came back to WWF, was a different WWF than it was. CM Punk in 2012 wants to be the person that goes against the grain because pro wrestling isn't what it be, and somebody like John Cena shouldn't be on top. Roman Reigns wants to come back and do what he wants to do for his family and not care about nobody else. The Joker was the guy that was justified in what he was doing. Right? But there was always that moral compass of Batman there to stop him. I talk about the Lion King all the time. Scar from the Lion King. Simba's uncle. He was justified in everything that he was doing. But remember, it's always from the perception of who's telling the story. Let me tell you something about villains, okay? The most dangerous villains are the ones who believe that they're the hero. Look. It's in the news right now. Look at people that are out there doing, terrorist attacks and harming other people. They are the villains. But somewhere deep down inside of them, they're justified in what they do. So for Cody Rhodes, who is the villain, he's justifying what he's doing because in his mind, he's honoring his father. He's protecting the Rhodes legacy because ain't nobody out there protecting the Rhodes legacy. If Cody Rhodes had walked away from pro wrestling way back and never went to the Indies, never started AEW, and never came back to start the story to finish the story, would anybody be talking about the Rhodes family on a day-to-day basis? You would say that Dusty Rhodes was the greatest Rhodes of all time, and Dustin would have went down as like, okay, you know, all right, he was great as Goldust, but he was never world championship material, and that Cody Rhodes, he was never nothing than a mid-carder. That's the legacy that was sitting on the line for the whole entire Rhodes family. Cody is protecting the legacy. He is the bearer of his dad's legacy, of the Rhodes last name, and anybody that comes after him is going to have to fill his shoes. But like every story, this eventually reaches a moment. Chris Gallego says that Drew McIntyre deserves a rematch. Chris, listen to what I'm going to make a point to what you're saying. You're making a very valid point right now. I'm going to keep reading what you wrote. Chris says WWE screwed Drew McIntyre. Chris says Cody Rhodes is the worst stinking WWE champion of all time. Drew McIntyre is still my champion. Chris is not the only person that feels like this. There are people out there that feels that Drew McIntyre got wronged, that Drew McIntyre got screwed, right? I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. Listen to what I'm telling you right now. Drew McIntyre is the kid who gets blamed for everything and does nothing. So because he's like, you know what, if you're going to make me a bad guy, I'm just going to go ahead and just be the bad guy. If that's what you really want me to be, I'm just going to be the bad guy. But Drew's innocent the whole entire time. The way that they could see, Chris is cheering. He wants Drew McIntyre to be the championship, and everybody feels that same exact way as well too. Everybody right now is saying, oh, Triple H is booking Cody wrong. They shouldn't change the belt. And blase, blase, blah. You know what? Give it a break. Just wait. What if this is a part of the story? You see, the problem with some of us, I'm going to put myself in there, right? The problem with some of us is what we want it right now. We can't wait. We don't have an ounce of, you know what, calmate in our blood. We don't have an ounce of, you know what, let me just see how this pans out. Everybody's so upset that Drew McIntyre, some people, a small minority, some people are upset that Drew McIntyre lost the championship, and they are starting to see that Drew McIntyre is getting wronged. We got a Discord chat, a free Discord chat that you can be, that, you know, that Drew McIntyre is justified. But what if Cody Rhodes is justified? What if you realize what's happened the whole entire time was at the hands of Cody Rhodes? And Cody Rhodes just manipulating every single person just so that he could protect his family's legacy. Because he wants the belt. Because he wants his precious. So what's going to happen is eventually, when everybody finds out that Cody Rhodes was the one behind all the things that he blamed Drew McIntyre for, instantly, Drew McIntyre is going to turn babyface and Cody Rhodes is going to turn heel. Everybody's going to, once it happens, you're going to get like the Spanish novela where everybody does the gasp, and you're going to hear the dun, dun, dun. It was you, Cody, and it was you, Cody, all along. And Cody's going to say, I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you and that damn dog Scooby-Doo. That's what's going to happen. Chris is cheering for Drew McIntyre. He says that Drew McIntyre is his champion. Everybody's so upset with Drew McIntyre losing the championship. What if this is the story? Talking about stories, right? What if the whole entire thing that happened with with Cody Rhodes winning the story, after Cody Rhodes finished the story, then what? Nothing's really happened for Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes just finished the story, won the championship, and then there was nobody that's ever really put him in danger. There was a couple people, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton in that first run, that put him in danger. but nobody really put Cody Rhodes in danger, right? So that he wins the championship, loses the championship, wins it back again. Nobody really put him in danger except for Drew, right? So now he loses the championship and wins it back again. The point that I'm making here is, what if the story's not complete? What if when Cody Rhodes was running around screaming, I want to finish the story, he was rewriting the story right in front of us? Cody Rhodes don't care about nothing but that championship. Cody Rhodes is similar to a crackhead, to a dope fiend, to a drug addict. Y'all know a drug addict. Y'all seen movies before. When they don't get they fix, they start itching. All they want is they fix. They just need to be close to it. I just need a taste. I just need a taste. Cody Rhodes needs a taste. Cody Rhodes needs to hold that championship. Because if he don't hold that championship, he's running around naked. The infamous DR Rice says, you put those three together. He's talking about Ricky Saints, Cody Rhodes, and Ethan Page. He said, you put those three together with Alexis King and a big, meaning a big man, throw Heyman into the mix maybe, the handshake between Cody at WrestleMania after he retains against Orton. So, okay, DR Rice, I don't hate that story so much, but the thing is now, so what happens to the Vision, right? You put together Cody, Ethan Page, Ricky Saints, put them with Paul Heyman, give them a big man, and then what? And then what? If we're sitting at the table booking this, the question I would ask you is then what? Look, if the Shield was able to do its thing with three men, I strongly believe that if we're going to go with your story where Ethan Page and Ricky Saints are involved, I can go with the story that nobody else has to be involved. The three of them could do the talking for themselves. Ethan Page, great talker on the mic, right? Ricky Saints, great talker on the mic. Cody Rhodes, you already know what he does. The adrenaline is in his soul. Stu says that Chris must have not been around for Jinder, and I liked Jinder. Jinder wasn't bad. I like Jinder too. Chris wrote a lot. Let me read what he wrote. Chris wrote, we accuse the WWE officials of being totally unfair. Chelsea Green will never be a value, not even Rhea Ripley. Sammy should have saved Drew. No, not yet. Not yet. I think, so everybody's, right now, the way I see that the story going in the WWE is everybody expects, right now with the way that the story is going, you automatically expect Sami Zayn to be a heel. What if Sami Zayn isn't the heel, but what if Sami Zayn turns into the righteous one, right? Because he's been trying to do things the right way the whole entire time to become that world champion. But you got somebody like Cody Rhodes who's running around pretending to be Mr. Righteous, and what he's doing is the wrong thing the whole entire time. You don't need to turn Sami Zayn heel. Not yet. If I was in the writer's room, that's the thing I'd be arguing. You don't have to turn Sami Zayn heel, just not yet. Not to tell the story. Because you've got a bigger thing, the betrayal. Cody Rhodes, when Cody Rhodes is revealed to be that guy, the heel, the betrayal is so huge. He would have betrayed Jey Uso. He would have betrayed Jacob Fatu. He would have betrayed Sami Zayn. He would have betrayed so many. He would have betrayed Randy Orton. He's betrayed everybody. Everybody he's betrayed. He'd betray CM Punk, the guy who he runs around calling a friend. Storyline. I'm not saying they're not going to be friends in the back. We're talking about storyline. There's a big betrayal that will go on. You don't have to turn Cody Rhodes heel. I'm even going to go on a limb, and I am going to agree with the story that DR Rice was saying that Cody's going to need some people with him because there's going to be a lot of people looking for Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes going to have to watch his back. Let's see what else we got going in the chat. Stu said Lexus King already has a second generation faction, NXT and TNA. Yeah! Chris says that Michael Hayes was right about Chelsea Green. She's also not value. What if Bianca Belair shows up at WrestleMania and could cost Rhea? Well, we're not talking about that yet.
Thank you.
Thank you for your comments still. We're not talking about that yet. We are going to talk about so much happening with WrestleMania in the coming weeks. We got, 5 weeks till WrestleMania? I've lost count already. We've got some new episodes of the Pro Wrestling Scorecard coming out that I think you guys are going to like. That episode should drop on Wednesday. On Wednesday, I'm going to be evaluating the match from WrestleMania 13 with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Bret Hart. That's one that I'm really curious to what your opinions are. And I think for the 4th episode, I'm going to do a WrestleMania match, but I'm going to present it to the masses, to the public. I'm going to have you guys vote. Fernando's in the chat. I also started toying with a new series just for fun. It's real quick and easy to create. It's called 59 Seconds. All I'm asking you for is 59 seconds of your time. Those videos are up now. The 59 seconds, the first one that I did as a trial. The Pro Wrestling Scorecard. You're going to see the Pro Wrestling Scorecard. You're going to see the 59 seconds, and you're going to see the live show that we do here. You're going to see that all weekly to get us through WrestleMania season, because there's so much to talk about, and I just want to give you guys more content to watch. Fernando says that Randy Orton should have turned on Cody. The fans are going to turn on Cody very soon. And maybe instead of... So remember... Okay, Fernando, I'm not sure if you remember. You remember in AEW when the fans were turning their back on Cody Rhodes? The fans were turning their back on Cody Rhodes, and what did they do? They tried to keep him that white meat baby face. What if in the WWE, they're not going to go against the grain, but they're going to say, you know what, the fans want him heel, make him heel. But they have so many, they've been planting this for so long that he's going to be a heel. And nobody's seen it. I need to go back and look at videos. Look, I'm going to go back right now and tell y'all. I have been screaming that Cody Rhodes is a heel for so long. I'm going to go back to that video. And everybody has been like, no, Cody Rhodes is not a heel. I see that Stu got a new video up. Check out his video. I've been screaming that Cody Rhodes. No, I need to go look at the channel. Everybody, they thumbs down the video because they don't like the fact that I'm saying that Cody Rhodes is a heel. I've been saying, look, I'm looking at Saturday night's main event, where Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu throw the people off the at Saturday night's main event when they fought. Cody Rhodes is not in control. Cody Rhodes lost control. Cody Rhodes is a heel. I've been saying this for the last month. Looking at other episodes, I am looking at, let's see, there's another time that I said that Cody Rhodes is a heel, and I can't find it. There you go. 4 months ago. I said it. Saturday night's main event changed Cody Rhodes forever. People hated that video. 4 months now. I've been screaming it. I've been chanting it from the mountains that Cody Rhodes is a heel. Cody Rhodes is a heel. Nobody wants to hear it. Y'all don't want to hear that. That's not what y'all want to talk about. That's fine. The infamous DRS says that Cody still gets a huge babyface reaction. He does. He does get a huge babyface reaction. So what you have to do, if you're going to turn Cody Rhodes heel, is that you have to you have to have him stab somebody in the back, betray somebody that everybody loves. Who's everybody love right now? Everybody loves Jey Uso. Everybody loves Jacob Fatu. People are loving Randy Orton because he's the GOAT, right? All these people that drew Sami Zayn is a fan favorite. He might not be a top star, but he's a fan favorite. So once Cody Rhodes is revealed as the betrayal, people are going to be like, wait a minute, what's happening now? I can't wait till the first time that Cody Rhodes goes out there to give the belt and the kid gives the belt back. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. Chris Gallego says America hates Triple H. I think that hate is a real strong term, Chris. I don't think you could hate nobody. You can't really hate anybody that you've never met and that you've never loved. So unless America has met Triple H and loved him and hated him, loved him, then they could hate him. But let me tell you the problem, Chris. And this all ties into the whole Cody Rhodes thing. The reason why people hate Triple H, the problem is that everybody wants to be a booker. And it's fun for us to sit around and book and stuff like that. We're so accustomed to getting the payoff to the storyline at the next month. This isn't a time to when they had Monday Night Raw, and then they had SmackDown, and then they had the PLE. Now you got AAA, you got NXT. There's so much programming that WWE has right now. And if WWE just runs through the storylines, what story are they going to tell? WWE has done a thing to where they allow people to just go away, right? Let the story go away and then come back later on. Instead of every single week, they're just beating into us that Cody Rhodes is the man, Cody Rhodes is the man. No, they say Cody Rhodes, go away. They say Drew McIntyre, go away. And all of a sudden, oh my God, Drew McIntyre's back. Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns goes away. And then he comes back. The problem is the way that we have been told to enjoy wrestling, right? And now that we're being trained to enjoy it in another way, people don't like it. Because we're not getting the payoffs as quick as possible. Because instead of going on a straight line, it curves to the left. For me, as a semi-retired pro wrestler, your host of the Tristen Law Show, nice to meet you. I know. I enjoy my pro wrestling best when it's not predictable. When I love to sit here and fantasy book like the rest of them. And when I sit here and I fantasy book and I get it wrong and something totally different happens, I'm like, oh my God, I didn't see that coming. You can't hate Triple H. You have to be patient. Everybody's booing Triple H. You have to wait for the bigger picture, right? The thing about pro wrestling is that when you're unhappy with what you saw on Monday Night Raw, there's always a Monday Night Raw next week. It's not like a movie to where you watch the movie and you're unhappy with the ending. You go, well, I got to wait 4 years for them to make another one, if they ever make another one. With WWE, if you're unhappy with Raw, SmackDown, NXT, AEW Dynamite, TNA Impact, they always give you another opportunity to try again next week. They can redeem themselves next week. WWE is not a television show to where they make 26 episodes and then they go away. What we have to understand is WWE is producing 52, let me not say 50, there's a show every week. Whether it be live or not, yeah. WWE produces 52 weeks of live television 3 times per week. Plus, they give us 12 PLEs from WWE main roster. And if I'm not mistaken, they give us 12 PLEs or big events, big moment events from NXT. And then they got AAA, which they got to produce 52 weeks of that as well, too. Granted, from what I understand, The Undertaker's booking that. If they just ran through, one of the things that they tell us in pro wrestling is to slow down. Give people the opportunity to absorb what is happening. Because if you just go from big move and all of a sudden you go to another big move, it's like, wait a minute, something happened over there, but I can't react to that because I need to react to this now. What if what WWE is doing, because they have somebody like Triple H doing the booking, and I love Triple H as a wrestler. Triple H was one of the people that I structured my pro wrestling after. Triple H, Randy Orton, and Edge. That's a trivia question somewhere. And the thing with Triple H is that Triple H is never in the ring going 100 miles per minute. Randy Orton, Triple H, and Edge, who's Adam Copeland or Cope in AEW, every step that they take in the ring, it means something. Every punch that they throw means something. So what if Triple H is taking that idea, the way that he was in the ring, and translated that into just telling the story? Slow down. Allow everybody, the fans, the people that pay their money at home, to enjoy what is going on. That is an idea that they can have going on. But everybody's just in a rush. In a rush to go where? Maria's here. Maria says that Cody's a fraud. She said that Cody's a fraud. He will never have the love and respect from the fans his father, Dusty Rhodes, did. And I can't wait for him to become a heel, because he's going to rub that all in your face. He's going to tell y'all that he doesn't care about anything. The only thing he cares about is his wife, his 2 kids, and the last name Rhodes. What's up, Maria? Thanks for joining. Fernando says that Hogan was getting a little bit of babyface reaction before he became Hollywood Hogan. You're right. And then he turned out to be the third man. Remember anybody, and Fernando will remember this, anybody that watched wrestling during the Attitude Era, during the WCW Bash of the Beach, 96 or 95 it was, when Hogan turned heel. The line that always stands out with me, the moment is, Hulk Hogan has betrayed WCW. Wait till we get the line that Cody Rhodes has betrayed the WWE. DR Wright says that Triple H is booking. He gives you the slow drip. When they finally get to the match, the video package that they produce and the story in short form, it's brilliant.
Yeah!
Yes, DR Rice. Triple H isn't running. He's not running what do you say? It's not a sprint for him. It's a marathon. Nice and easy. He's not trying to do a 5K, which is only 3 miles, 3.1 miles. He's running a marathon that's 26 miles. So if Triple H sprints in the 20s, if he sprints in the first half, the first 13 miles of the marathon, when he gets to the end, he's going to be burnt out. So what he does is he takes his time and then he starts running. Everybody's so upset. Just let's talk again after WrestleMania. Let's see how you feel about WrestleMania. Maybe WrestleMania will be trash. Maybe WrestleMania will be good, but there's a lot riding on WrestleMania. WrestleMania needs to produce. If WrestleMania doesn't turn out to be the one of the biggest WrestleManias of all time, it's going to be all for nothing. Why go to Vegas 2 years in a row for it to be nothing? WWE is going to Saudi Arabia next year. And if the world is the way it is right now, we're not talking politics here. If the world is the way that it is right now, there might not be a WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. They're going to have to find someplace else to do it. So WrestleMania this year has to be big. It's not a sprint. It's a nice and easy jog. Fernando says, I hate to say this, but Vince McMahon in his prime was better at creative than Triple H. You know what? Okay, you know what, Fernando? I think that Vince McMahon in his prime was great. And the reason why Vince McMahon stopped being so good is because he became out of touch. He didn't watch anything or consume anything other than WWE, than wrestling. I've heard that he's hired people not even really known, who the people were. I'm saying that Vince McMahon was probably one of the greatest bookers. He gave us Austin versus McMahon. He gave us Undertaker and Kane. He gave us all these stories that we grew up with. And eventually, you just become out of touch. There's going to be a time that I may become out of touch and I'm like, I don't know what I'm talking about. No, I'm going to have to get somebody else. But, Fernando, I'm asking you this. Just wait. We were so used to Vince McMahon having to book so crazy. If you go back and watch WWE Vault and you watch episodes of Raw or you watch some of the Attitude Era felt like a car crash. Right now, the WWE doesn't feel like a car crash. It feels like we're in bumper-to-bumper traffic on the Cross Bronx Expressway, and eventually the traffic is going to free up and we're going to speed to our destinations. If you're from New York, you know what I'm talking about. Foxley LV 2018, welcome. Said, I'm not sure the Attitude Era ever had any logic. The Attitude Era was a car crash. It was like, I've watched episodes of Raw from the Attitude Era, and, you know, I'm out there working out, you know, well, not out there. I'm riding my bike, my stationary bike, and when I'm exercising, what I like to watch is wrestling. I'll put on like a 30-minute match and just do some cardio, or I'll watch a part of Raw, or I'll watch, you know, an Attitude Era pay-per-view, and it's just like, wow. Like, at the end, everything moved so fast in the Attitude Era, it was like, wow. Like, what did I just watch? But the thing you have to think about is during the Attitude Era, when Vince McMahon was booking, he needed to keep your attention on Monday night. Because if he lost our attention, what was everybody going to do? Change the TV. In 2026 is not like booking in 1996, not even 1996. 2026 is not like booking in 1998 or 1999. Why? Because on Monday nights, there's nothing else for you to watch. If you're a wrestling fan, that is the only thing for you to watch. On Friday nights, if you're a wrestling fan, SmackDown's the only thing for you to watch. So why are we going to rush? Because we already have your attention. If you're a big football fan or a sports fan, NBA Finals, March Madness, which is I think is getting ready about to start because we're in March.
Yeah!
Those things take your attention, but you're still going to be loyal to the WWE. You may not watch live. So WWE is giving us like the infamous DR Rice, that they're giving us the slow drip treatment. Austin says, finally able to, that you can watch. Yeah.
Yeah!
Thank you, Austin, for joining us. Thank you so much. I'm glad that I'm here for you to watch live. You see, the thing is, eventually my schedule is going to change one day. And I'm going to have to start doing shows in the evening. But I like doing shows at 12 o'clock in the afternoon because it's still early enough so that people in the UK can watch. I think I remember you from the UK. It's early enough that people in the UK can watch. On the East Coast, because it's like 5 p.m. On the East Coast, it is lunchtime. And on the West Coast, Cali, it's breakfast time. So I think 12 p.m. is perfect because you get to wake up with me, you get to spend your lunch with me, or you get to eat dinner with me, depending on where you're at. You know, maybe you might watch because, you know, you can't watch live because you're at work, but you know what? I appreciate you being here today, and anybody that lives international, thank you very much.
Thank you!
Let's see. DR Rice says, Triple H also maintains control of the pacing. If they need to heat it up a little bit, he has the ability to do that. My problem with the Attitude Era is became a runaway train and the logic departed. Right. Eventually, some things just didn't make sense. You're right. Fernando says that Vince McMahon gave us the Mega Powers and Hogan versus Andre.
Yeah!
DR Rice says that Vince also gave us WrestleMania 11, one of the trashiest WrestleManias ever. Look. One of the things you have to remember, I don't remember that WrestleMania. Was that Sid versus Shawn? Let me look at that. WrestleMania 11. Who was WrestleMania 11? Yes, that was Sid versus Shawn. Damn, I'm good. That was Sid versus Shawn. But in that WrestleMania, in that trashiest WrestleMania, we did get LT versus Bam Bam Bigelow. That was a good match. Really good match. The point I was trying to make is that not everybody hits a home run. Not everybody hits a home run when they go up at bat. Look, you guys watch fake sports like football, basketball, tennis, you know, curling, you know, pinochle, all that fake sports that you guys watch. Boxing, MMA. Hey, I started watching MMA again. I watched it by accident because I turned on the Xbox and they said, hey, UFC is on and on Paramount Plus, and I got the Paramount Plus for free because I got the Walmart Plus. So, you know, I went and I watched it. And I really enjoyed it. If I keep watching it, don't be surprised if the Tristen Law, if the 830 Wrestling Network spins off another channel into just like mixed martial arts and UFC. I don't know where I'm going to find the time, but yeah. But I don't know what I was talking about. Oh, wait. I was talking about you guys watching fake sports, right? I don't know what the point was. I was making. Austin says, I watch Raw every Monday. But during NFL season, I won't every Monday, but I still keep up. Interesting. Austin Roberts says 11 and 9 were two of the worst. Who was 9? I don't remember 9. WrestleMania 9. Was that with Ultimate Warrior? No, that was... Oh, yes. 9. You know what? 9 was where Bret Hart pulled double duty, right? No, he didn't wrestle double duty. That's when Hogan went and dropped the belt to him in the main event. And Bret Hart had to lose to Yoko, and then Bret Hart, and then Hogan came out and won. Yeah, look, I'm a wrestling fan. Stu says, speaking of 2 Retromanias, I dropped a WrestleMania 1 review on my channel this morning, 3 minutes long. Guys, make sure you guys check that out for Stu. Stu's a good guy. Stu's a friend of the channel. Stu produces some great content. And Stu is probably, if I can get around to it, Stu might be a face that you guys will see on the show and get to know him. I watch Stu. Stu sent me an email. I make it easy for you guys to reach me. Tristen Law Show media at gmail.com. And Stu sent me an email and said, hey, I'm getting ready to be on the show. I didn't catch it live, but I clicked it and I watch it. Stu's got a mind for wrestling, and I like the way that he talks about wrestling. So make sure you guys support Stu out there. Check out his video. We're all a bunch of people that like pro wrestling. Make sure you guys join the Discord. I'm going to leave the link in the live chat for you guys. Let me get that link for you guys because I always lose it. Let's see, where's the link at? Because I want you guys to join the Discord and come on out and talk and invite to server, copy. Let me go ahead and paste this right here. That's for the Discord, and I'm going to pin that to the top. So yeah, so once the stream ends, just go ahead and just click that chat. Come on over to the Discord. There's a Monday night. There's a Raw chat. There's a NXT chat, TNA, AEW. There's a general chat to where we pretty much talk about anything. You know, no calling anybody in the chat. You know, just keep it like, you know, text. People use voice and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Austin says that I would love to go back and watch every WrestleMania and review them. Why don't you? Do it and make a video and send me the video. Send it to Tristen Law Show. Send me the YouTube link to Tristen Law Show media at gmail.com and I'll take a look at it. Why the hell not? I like to see what you guys do. Austin says the people that want Vince back and love Roman Reigns are funny under Vince. He was eating dog food. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, everybody wanted Vince. Everybody wants Vince McMahon back. But that's the same people that they said was out of touch, right? Triple H is more in touch with what's going on now. Why? Because he still has young kids. He still has young kids. When Vince McMahon was in the Attitude Era, his kids were not young adults. They were like adolescents, I think, 18 plus, right? Going through college, finished college. Triple H still has young kids, right? He has 3 daughters, and I believe that 2 of his kids are not even in college yet. One girl might be getting ready to go to college or in college. That still keeps him in tune. They say that kids do keep you young, right? There's things that I have no clue about. I watched a demon K-pop superhero thing on Netflix because my son was watching that, right? Without him, I wouldn't have watched that. Austin says that I might join the Discord. Go ahead, it's free. It's free. Join the Discord. Why the hell not? You know, I'm building a community of pro wrestling fans, and as long as you are respectful and you come with your hot takes, and you get to get your hot take from me or deliver your hot take, and it doesn't have to be a live show. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on the 830 Wrestling Network. That's the name of the channel that is going to be changing to once we get to 1,000 subscribers. Right now, as I speak to you, we are 99 subscribers away from 1,000. So if you join the Discord between now and the next 99 subscribers, I'm going to mark you in the Discord as a day one. Once we get to the 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to lock the door. And when I lock the door, nobody else is coming in to that we're going to have a special chat day one. We're going to have a day one chat. This is everybody that supported me in the first 1,000. If you are watching this and it's not live, I'm going to post the same exact Discord link in the description, because I want you guys that supported me from day one to have a special chat, because I'm telling you, once this thing blows up even more, I'm going to have special events live and in person at WrestleManias, AEWs, everything like that. And I'm going to have a special day one VIP seating. I think that day one, eventually I'm going to have a merch store, and day one people, you guys are going to get that merch. Be a day one. Go join the Discord. All right. We were talking about Cody Rhodes being a heel. We're talking about Cody Rhodes losing the championship and winning the championship back from Drew McIntyre possibly getting screwed. So here's the future reveal, right? Somebody's going to eventually confront Cody Rhodes. And they're going to say to Cody Rhodes, you're not the hero who you think you are. Who are those people? Randy Orton. Randy Orton's going to say, I'm upset with you. I'm upset with you because I decided to not listen to the voices in my head. When Randy Orton is telling Sami Zayn to listen to the voices in his head, he's not talking about the bad voices. He's talking about the good voices. Because we all got voices in our head, some good, some bad. You choose. Jey Uso is going to be the person that says you're not the person who you think you are. Why? Because he's the one that attacked Cody Rhodes is the one that attacked Jey Uso. Cody Rhodes only cares about what people can do for him. Cody Rhodes lost the belt, right? Left. And then put himself in a match. He created a tag team match with Jey Uso versus John Cena and Logan Paul. Go back and watch the event that led up to that. Jey Uso never asked for that. Jey Uso was just with a get along. CM Punk is going to be the person that could possibly point the finger and say that you're not the hero who you think you are. Drew McIntyre is going to be the person, should be the person, that says, Cody, you're not the hero who you think you are. And everybody's not going to listen to Drew. Cody Rhodes is going to get exposed for the fraud that he is. Fernando says, apply for a creative job at WWE. You know what, Fernando? I would love to. I love pro wrestling so much. And you know what it is too? Me being a semi-retired pro wrestler, sometimes the way how I book things as a heel, because I'm like, how can I upset the most people? Right? Because sometimes it's not about sending you home happy, right? By making your big baby face win. Sometimes it's about upsetting everybody enough that the babyface got screwed, that you can't wait until next month for your favorite wrestler to come back and try again. That's the time I book. I'm crazy. Austin says, I understand people's frustration with Cody. I think it came down if they were going to do Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton, now is the time. I agree. Randy Orton said to Cody last year, or when I'm done or whatever, I'm coming for you for the belt. Let's go to the poll. Damn it, I said poll. Let's go to the survey. I'm asking, do you still believe in the Cody Rhodes hype? 75% of the audience says that the hype is fading, while 25% says that Cody is still that guy. Maybe Cody Rhodes is always the villain. Always the villain in of this story. But fans, you just believe the fairy tale. The guy that was in WWE, left WWE to go make a name for himself, created a company, left the company, came to WWE to become the man. The man who finished the story. He eventually became consumed by the story. That's what it is for Cody Rhodes. Yeah. Maria says that Cody Rhodes comes off a little bit too phony. She's right. I've been saying it for the beginning. Well, guys, that's the story that you guys have been missing the whole entire time with Cody Rhodes. On Wednesday, there's going to be an episode of the Pro Wrestling Scorecard. We are looking at Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, WrestleMania 13. I'm curious to see how you guys rate that. I'm going to release another video of the 59 seconds, but I'll be back again this week with another live episode. I'm Tristen Law. If you like what I did, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Maria. Thank you, everybody, for watching me today. I appreciate you guys. I'm Tristen Law, and I'll see you next time. Austin, you might think it's the best match, but wait until I score that joint. You might disagree. Join the Discord. Don't forget, join the Discord.